Now we'll demonstrate how to enter your equipment into Easy Maintenance. First, we'll show you how to view and search the list of equipment. Then we'll demonstrate how to enter new equipment into the program and set up maintenance schedules for your equipment. In addition, we'll also discuss how to edit existing equipment and delete equipment from Easy Maintenance. Also, if you want to enter pieces of equipment that are similar to one that you already have entered, you can also reproduce that equipment instead of having to enter all of the details for the new equipment over and over again. We'll also show you how to print a list of all equipment entered and how to print information summaries for each piece of equipment. To begin entering your equipment into Easy Maintenance, first click on the Equipment to Maintain button on the main menu of Easy Maintenance. This will take you to the following screen, which lists all of the equipment you've entered so far. For each piece of equipment that's listed, you have the following information: the equipment name, which indicates which type of equipment it is; the maintenance profile, which shows what maintenance schedule the piece of equipment is on; the internal control number, which uniquely identifies the piece of equipment; the manufacturer's serial number of the piece of equipment; and the equipment classification, which shows what category to which the piece of equipment belongs. At this screen, there are also some search features which you can use to search through the list of equipment, which is particularly useful if the list of equipment is large. The Equipment Classification Filter drop-down box is used to display only the pieces of equipment which belong to a particular classification. Just select the classification from the drop-down box, and the list of equipment will be updated to show only those belonging to the classification you selected. To redisplay the full list of equipment, select None from the drop-down box. You can also search by equipment name, internal control number, or manufacturer serial number. Select which one you'd like to search by here, and then type your entry into the box to the right, and then click on the Locate button. The piece of equipment which matches your search criteria will be selected from the list. You can also search by scanning a barcode for a piece of equipment. First, select whether the barcode you're scanning contains an internal control number or a manufacturer serial number. Then click in the box to the right and scan the barcode, and click the Locate button. The piece of equipment which you scanned will be selected from the list. To enter a new piece of equipment into Easy Maintenance, click on the New button at the bottom of the window. This opens up the window into which you enter the information about the new piece of equipment which you are entering. In the upper left corner of the window, you'll see two boxes named Internal Control Number and Manufacturer Serial Number, where you enter the internal control number and the manufacturer serial number for the piece of equipment, respectively. The internal control number is an alphanumeric code which you arbitrarily assign to a vehicle in order to identify it. The internal control number must be unique. No other piece of equipment in Easy Maintenance may share the same internal control number. You'll receive an error message if you try to assign the same internal control number to two pieces of equipment. Click in each box and type in the internal control number and manufacturer serial number. Below those two fields are 6 others called Name, Brand, Model, Capacity, Classification, and Unit Location. The Name drop-down box is where you choose the equipment name for the piece of equipment you're entering. Keep in mind that you can only choose from equipment names which you've already entered into the Equipment Maintenance Module setup. See Video 2.1, Setting up the Equipment Maintenance Module, for information on equipment names and setting up the equipment module. The Brand, Model, and Capacity fields are where you enter the brand of equipment you're entering, the model name or number, and its capacity, respectively. The Classification drop-down box is where you choose a classification that aids you in categorizing that piece of equipment. Again, you can only choose from classifications that you've already entered into the Equipment Maintenance Module setup. The Unit Location field is where you enter the location of the piece of equipment you're entering. In the upper right-hand corner of the Enter Maintenance Requirements window are 4 more fields called Starting Date, Starting Usage, Maintenance Profile, and Description. The Start Date field is where you enter the date from which you want maintenance to begin being scheduled. The starting usage field is used when you want to have the equipment's usage meter start with a value greater than 0. Click on the box and type in a positive number. In video 2.3, Recording Equipment Usage Logs, we'll discuss how to track equipment usage. Lastly, the Maintenance Profile drop-down box is where you select the maintenance profile which describes the complete maintenance schedule for the equipment you're entering. All you have to do to set up a complete maintenance schedule for the piece of equipment you're entering is select the appropriate maintenance profile from this list. This is especially useful when, for example, you need to enter several pieces of equipment all with the same maintenance requirements. Instead of having to enter the maintenance requirements for each piece of equipment over and over again, you simply select the same maintenance profile for each piece of equipment. Notice that when you select the maintenance profile, a summary of all the maintenance types in the profile appears in the lower left part of the window, along with the frequency of each. See video 2.1 Setting up the Equipment Maintenance module for information on creating equipment maintenance profiles. The description box automatically fills in with the description of the maintenance profile you selected. Below those 4 fields is a comments box, into which you can type any comments you wish to add to this piece of equipment. Just click in the box and type any desired comments. Below the comments box, there are 6 fields, and below that, a customized captions button. These 6 fields have captions that are customizable. To change the captions, click on the Customize Captions button. This will pop up a window into which you can type the captions which you'd like to appear by the 6 fields. Click in each field and type the captions you wish to appear by the 6 fields. When you're finished, click on the Save button to save the captions you chose, or click Cancel to discard your changes if you've changed your mind. Keep in mind that these customizable fields are not just for one specific piece of equipment and will display with the captions you chose anytime you're entering a new piece of equipment or editing one. The next object on the window is a drop-down box called Customer. If you're entering a piece of equipment which you're servicing for a customer whom you have entered into Easy Maintenance, you can select that customer from the Customer drop-down menu. See video 6.2 Entering Your Customers into Easy Maintenance for how to enter your customers into EasyMWeb. After you've filled in all of the information for the new piece of equipment, then click on the OK button in the lower left corner of the window. If you've changed your mind and do not want to enter the piece of equipment, then click on the Cancel button instead. After clicking on the OK button, the new piece of equipment will be saved in Easy Maintenance. After you've entered the piece of equipment into Easy Maintenance, all of the maintenance will be scheduled from the start date that you choose. See video 2.4, Work Orders for Equipment Maintenance, for how to view upcoming maintenance events and how to create work orders. Now we'll demonstrate how to edit an existing piece of equipment. First, select the piece of equipment which you want to edit by clicking on it, and then click on the Edit button. You'll be taken to a screen much like the one at which you enter a new piece of equipment, except that it will already be filled in with all of the information for the piece of equipment. You can edit any of the information about the piece of equipment except the internal control number, the manufacturer serial number, and the starting usage. However, you must have all work orders closed for the equipment if you want to edit the equipment name or the maintenance profile. You will receive an error message telling you to close all work orders for the piece of equipment if you try to do this without first closing all work orders. Also, if you change the maintenance profile, you also have an opportunity to change the start date of the maintenance. When you're finished making any changes you wish to the piece of equipment, then click on the OK button to save your changes. Click on the Cancel button if you've changed your mind and no longer want to make any changes. You can also delete pieces of equipment from Easy Maintenance. To do this, open a piece of equipment for editing, as was just described. Then click on the Delete button in the lower right part of the window. A window will pop up confirming that you want to delete the equipment. Click on the Yes button to confirm that you want to delete it, or click on the No button to cancel. After clicking on Yes, the piece of equipment will be removed from Easy Maintenance. Now, we'll demonstrate how to reproduce a piece of equipment. As explained earlier, reproducing a piece of equipment means basically creating another copy of that piece of equipment. This feature is useful if you want to enter several pieces of equipment that are all basically the same. To reproduce a piece of equipment, open a piece of equipment up for editing. Then click on the Reproduce button on the lower right part of the screen. The following window will pop up informing you that the piece of equipment has been replicated. Notice that the new piece of equipment has all the same characteristics as the old one, except that you have to choose a new internal control number and a new manufacturer serial number. Of course, the new piece of equipment doesn't necessarily have to be a perfect copy of the old one, and you can change any of the other details on this screen. Once you've entered the new internal control number and manufacturer serial number, click on the OK button to save the new piece of equipment into Easy Maintenance. Lastly, we'll demonstrate how to print a list of all equipment entered into Easy Maintenance and how to print equipment information summaries. To print a list of all the equipment entered into Easy Maintenance, click on the Print button at the window which lists all of the equipment entered so far. This will print out a report showing all of the equipment entered into Easy Maintenance so far. And for each piece of equipment, its equipment name, its maintenance profile, internal control number, manufacturer serial number, and classification are shown. To print an information summary for a piece of equipment, open up the piece of equipment for editing. Then click on the Print button in the lower right corner of the screen. This will print a report showing all of the information for the piece of equipment.